All right, we're rolling for the second time. We've got a few technical difficulties. Grazie isn't with us this week. He's in the land of the vid, so he has been sent to some sort of prison, otherwise known as his home.
Hello. Still here.
Or he could be down a well like Timmy O'Toole. But we're going to do a separate podcast for this because a few of our listeners have actually said that they're very interested in the beer chatter, not so interested in the footy chatter. And we've had a few that are interested in the footy chatter, not so interested in the beer chatter. So we're just going to break them up. We're going to split them up. And hopefully it goes well. And hopefully we bloody know what we're talking about. So Grazie isn't with us this week. But as I said in the first take of this, just imagine him in between me and Hud, real close. How you going? Yeah, very good. We're just going to basically go through what we're drinking at the moment, and then we'll just see where it takes us, to be honest.
And Zach, just so you know, because you can't see us right now, Simo's actually taken your spot, and I think he's getting a little too comfy.
Yeah, literally keeping your seat warm.
So he's going to have a Hawthorne monologue at some point as well.
Well, why wouldn't you want to at the moment with how the boys are going? But no, I digress. This is beer. And yes. I can't see what you guys are drinking either, so I'm very interested to hear what you're drinking.
Well, maybe. Just let me tell you. So who's first?
Well,
I reckon
you fire up. You seem real excited by yours, so get going.
I am bloody excited. So what I have in front of me, it's bloody, look at it. Look at the can. The can even looks delicious. Like if that was like food, you'd love it. So More Tunes by Mountain Culture, which is a double NEPA, 8.5%. ABV, and it's a big bloody juice bomb. It's a big juice bomb. Gone are the days of giggling stoners in the attic and drum circles in the backyard. Oh God, this is so good. And into the days of juicy craft beers and hops that enjoy celebrity status. For this juicy number, we've gone with the celebrity ensemble Amarillo, Mosaic and Simcoe to give this NEPA aromas and flavours of tropical stone fruits. Yeah, More Tunes. And beer. 3.4 standard drinks. So yes, this will go down a little bit slower than the usual. But yeah, it's absolutely delicious. So I can smell, I'll see what I can smell.
I thought you were...
I reckon you said all that off the top of your head. I don't reckon you read it.
No, exactly. I was going to say at the start of that, it sounded like you were coming up with that yourself.
Just had a monologue. But we think the same way. Me and DJ. Even though I reckon it's the other bloke that does it. I can't remember his name. He's pretty clever. But yeah, it smells like an oat cream because you can smell the sweetness, but I don't know that it is. But it is absolutely delicious. And I thought, it's Centennial that's grassy, isn't it? I'm trying to learn the hops, and we might try and learn along together. But Amarillo is one that I'm not super familiar with.
I've just had a thought. If we're doing this beer podcast, is we should have the hop of the week.
Yeah, hop of the week. Yeah,
and we talk like
underrated
hop of the week, and we all talk about. Like we all learn together because I think we're at a very similar knowledge of especially hops.
Yeah.
How's that sound to you, Zach?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Okay. Very good.
What have you got, Zach?
I'm up for any adventure right now.
Yeah.
As long as it involves leaving the house, I'm up.
Well, I would just also like to point out that for anyone listening, I've been asymptomatic, which is thankful for that, other than one day last week where I just thought I had a stomach bug. That may have been it. But actually, stomaching a beer has been a little bit of a troublesome thing. I haven't really felt like one. So today was one of those things I thought I definitely want to have a beer because, I'm out on as of Wednesday morning, but footy's on, it's Sunday. But all I had in the fridge were dark beers and a bunch of really strong red IPAs. But the problem was last week when I got really crook on the Sunday, that was all I drank that day. And, we've all been there. What's when the last thing that you have before you get sick and you don't really want to have that for a little while?
Yeah.
Today I wasn't really sure. Yeah, wasn't sure what I felt like, but I was like, God, I just need like a crisp, like a hazy or a pale or something. And my mum just happened to ring me and say she was doing stuff down the street. And did she need do we need anything that she could pick up for me? And she's going to Dan Murphy. So, funnily enough, she's managed to score me a 4-pack of Feral Biggie Juice, which I had a couple of today, which he loves.
How good.
And just for the podcast, luckily, Black Hop Cold Coast Cold IPA was in stock. So I'm not sure if you guys have managed to score that one yet.
Yeah, I've had that one.
I didn't see it.
Yeah,
So was that in Dan's?
That isn't Dan. Yeah.
Bloody hell.
So it doesn't matter how you get them, you just got to get them. But I think I've said to you guys before, I haven't been as big a fan of cold IPAs. Like, they're fine. Like, they're okay. They're okay to sort of have. But I will say this might be my favourite cold IPA I've had because it's brought me back around completely to the flavour of beer. And after worrying all week about what the first beer was going to taste like after being cooked, this is going down perfectly. And I'm actually nearly wishing that I'd got Mum to pick me up a 4-pack of this because I wouldn't mind another one. I'm about halfway through it. I'm already sad that it's nearly over.
Well, let's hope that your mum's listening to this live and she's dashing down before they close and she's going to deliver a fresh 4-pack of it. I didn't see that, but I'm going to go with the interesting theory. So the cold IPA I found turned up at a really interesting time because Hutto sort of spoke about it and Larry from Akasha certainly confirmed it, that lagers are back in town. And I would suggest, like, although it is an IPA, the cold IPA is very close to, well, it's like a lager with a bit more about it, I reckon, is a cold IPA. And I always get confused. Hutto, please help. So what is it? Is it the lager yeast and the IPA hops? Or what was it?
Yeah, so it's I assume it's an ale style brew, but brewed with a lager yeast instead. So
yeah, cool.
We've mentioned before, like the ale yeast. The easiest way to think of ale and lager yeast is like to discern the difference. Isn't a beer with an ale yeast you can drink a warmer, not warm, but like, you know how you can kind of sit on an IPA and it still has heaps of flavour, whereas a lager, as soon as it's not freezing cold, it's shit.
Yeah.
So that's your difference.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I wouldn't be
terms.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the cold IPAs brought the lager back. What do you reckon of it? So, what are you drinking? You told me a number of things there, Grazie. So, what are you actually drinking?
Sorry, I'm drinking the Black Hop Brewery Cold Coast Cold IPA.
Excellent. What are your thoughts?
And there is a hop. There's a hop in this that I was like, I've been looking at the can for the last couple of minutes, but unfortunately they don't have the hops that are in this written on the can. But there's one that I'm very familiar with. But as we're going to learn more on this beer journey, I hope that along the way I will be able to tell you exactly which hop that it was.
Yeah.
But it was very familiar. But yeah, it's just got a really fresh sort of clean hop flavour at the start, and then it's just super crisp at the end and wears off, and it makes you want another sip. I think that is how they want this style of beer to be.
Out of interest, sorry, no. You go, and then I've just got I've got a question about what hop you think it is that you're tasting.
Okay. Yeah. So actually, funnily enough, it says on the can, bringing together a vibrant collection of clean hop flavors with a crisp, cold fermented body. Now, I had made up my mind on how this was going before I read that. I'd like to promise everybody. But I just feel like that's the design of these beers, that you sort of have each sip, you think, oh, God, I need another sip. It's sort of worn off. Whereas with a lot of the IPAs and the strong ones we have, there's so much flavour. You're getting flavour 5 minutes later if you haven't had another sip since. So these are just, very, very different sort of beast. But this is a very enjoyable one. And only 5.8% as well, so it's not going to kill you. So
yeah, there you go, which is always good. Right. One thing, sorry.
Which hop do I think that it is?
Yeah. What do you reckon?
Oh no, I wanted Zach to tell us what hop he thinks is in it, because I've actually got a list of the hops in that beer in front of me here, Zach, and I want to know. Just interested to see where your tastes lie as opposed to what is actually in the beer, because as we know, we've all kind of gone, oh, it tastes real passion fruity, and it's like, nah, no passion fruit in this one, Chief. And I also have a caveat not a caveat, but this is actually a Kolsch yeast, which is a type of ale yeast in this beer. So I was completely wrong.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a cool
So-
can too.
This is, I reckon, Hudder, can you just tell me, has Deeds done a Don't Know About That series on the hops that I might be thinking of?
They've done one on at least 2 of the 4 hops. The third one, I believe they have. No, they haven't. I lied.
Okay.
So 2 of the 4 hops in it, they have done a Don't Know About That on.
Okay. All the actual beer nerds that are better than us are going to hate me. I'm definitely going to get this wrong. The only one I'm going to say out loud is Big Secret. I reckon I'm wrong.
Yeah, no Vic Secret in this one, unfortunately. So I was wrong as well. So we're all wrong except for Simo somehow. They did a decat on only one of these. I thought they did a decat Citra, but they didn't. So there's Citra, there's Chinook,
Yep.
there's Mosaic, and one that Simo mentioned before, which they did a decat on, Centennial.
Oh my God, that was my other option. That was going to be the second one.
Because yeah,
50-50.
Centennial's a little bit grassy. I believe that taste
Yeah,
is.
no, and yep, no. Now you say it.
Well, now that we've mentioned it, the hop of the week, Centennial hops.
There you go.
Yeah.
Medium with floral and citrus tones can be substituted with Cascade hops.
There you go.
That's my tasting notes for
Highly recommended beer.
the hop of the week.
Very good.
It's
Hop
actually
of the
really
week.
good level craft. Sorry, just last thing on it. It's a really good. Like if anyone's out there just starting their craft beer journey and wants to try something that you can just tail, this is actually a pretty good one. I think it's not the ABV is not too strong, and the flavor's like got a really nice balance, and it won't be too overbearing. So yeah, if you're listening to this and you're just sort of jumping in, see this at your local Dan, just grab it.
Yeah, that's a go. I would concur, even though I haven't had it. But the cold IPA as a style, I would say is a very good stepping stone, because you'll taste it, and even some of people complain about pale ales and that sort of thing being like too tasty or too fruity or whatever else. But I think the cold IPA, I think the yeast must mute some of the flavors and the aromas, and you just have a really nice balanced beer. So that would be a good start. Hard.
Also once known as an IPL.
Oh,
I think we used to, an Indian Pale Lager. I think sort of turned. I haven't seen that written anywhere for a while, ever since the cold IPA sort of came in.
no,
Yeah,
that's true. Also, just in the description of it, I've just recalled that you said, did it say something about like a cold fermented body?
Yes.
No, in no other context would you be excited about that than on a beer label.
Well, because outside of beer, I feel like cold fermented body talks exclusively about the local morgue.
Yeah, it really does.
The more
And yeah, no one would get that excited about that in any other context. I just thought I'd say
I reckon Brad Close from Geelong would.
that. Oh, there you go.
The mortician.
This is so good. We talk about morticians more on this podcast than I ever thought we would.
Yes, no, that's very good. All right, Hard, what have you got? What have you got to tell us?
Well, I've got to tell you about a beer that I tried for the first time last week when I went out there to YACK Creek Distillery. As the name suggests, it's out in Yakandanda, which is about, for those listening from not the border, that's about 20-25 minutes from where we are right now on the New South Wales side.
How fast are you going?
How slow are you going?
Oh, not sure about 25 minutes.
Mate,
Jesus, all right.
let me bloody Google Maps
Oh,
this. And
God.
nah, I'm not going to do that.
Nah,
That
it's
takes
not
too
far
long.
anyway.
Nah. But yeah, I've never been before, and it came to my attention when I was getting into my whiskey phase, because they distill their own whiskey, their own gin, their own vodka, their own rum. They're doing it all, and they also do their own beers. So they had, I think, on tap, how many was it? It would have been at least 10 different beers. There was a seasonal sour IPA. There was like an English bitter style IPA, which was pretty cool. Like they're all a little bit weird, which is good. Like it's not like, here's my pale ale, which they do have as well, but it was like a lot more weird stuff, which is what I'm drinking now, which I'd never seen anywhere, which is a Czech amber lager.
Yeah, right. Okay.
It's called the Crusader Crab.
Yeah, interesting.
Cool bottle,
It is a cool bottle.
design. Simon, there's a little bit here for you. It comes in at 8.3%. So I want to see what you think as well.
Oh, it's definitely. I'm just giving it a bit of a smell. It's definitely an amber, and it feels like what an amber because it's really yeah.
Yeah, so it has all the taste of an amber ale. So it's got that kind of maltiness.
Oh,
The kind of
My favourite.
biscuity caramel flavors. Butterscotch, I guess, but it has that kind of freshness of a lager.
Yeah, it does. That's
which is really cool. And then that kind of, I don't know, you know how like those Czech German beers are almost bready?
Yes, and
they're
banana-y.
like a wheat,
Yeah.
style. So it's a lot of things. Like it's like here's a Czech beer, here's an amber beer, here's a lager.
Yep.
And they're all together in this weird beer that's actually surprisingly really cool.
Yeah.
Because I had this
Sing
on.
your song again that you do all the time.
No,
The lager
Chumbawamba.
beer. You drink decided.
No, because you're the one that always says lager beer, which is it's not a lager vodka, is it?
I drink a lager drink. I drink a lager drink. I drink
Yeah, I got this on tap thinking, oh, okay, this will be real weird. And then as I finished it, I was like, I need to buy many bottles of this. And I was almost tempted to go back out again this week just to have another one.
Yeah,
fresh out the taps.
No, it's pretty good. Little burp. Sorry.
I think they said it was like aged in a rum barrel as well.
Well, that makes I can get a bit of that.
Yeah, so a lot of their beers, they'll be like, so they would have made like a whiskey, and they'll just be like, fuck it, let's put this beer in there. So it's like their standard IPA, but they'll be like, oh, we've aged it in the whiskey barrel that we had left over.
Yeah, no, very interesting, and I do enjoy the label at the back. Has it's just got a spot where you can write the standard drinks, the ABV, and the date. I enjoy that because it's like 3.3.
Well, I assume it's all the same label.
No, I know, but and also there's no real, not that they do the label first, but like they can just brew whatever they want and just bang it on the back.
Yeah.
No, very good.
But if you're in town, come and check it out. Or go and check it out. Not come. I'm not there. You might see me there. I love it now. I'll be there every day that I can be there now.
Great day trip.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Awesome.
And
I mean, don't need to do a day trip. It's not far away.
And so keep in mind they don't do food, but it's BYO food. So the benefit of it is you have to go through the centre of town, and in the centre of town of Yak and Dander is a nice little Gumtree Pies shop.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
So what's the other one in town, though, Hutto? The pub that's got all the other
Two Pot.
local beers.
The-
Yeah, and those beers are really, really good as well. They're highly recommended. Also.
Yeah, like Yak and Dander's stepping up. So if you want to go, you got Yak Creek Distilling, you got Backwoods Distilling, which won the best non-aged whiskey, I think, in the world. So they're in Yak now. In Wurrigi, I found a new distillery today, actually.
Oh,
the
right.
Barking Owl, which is
Okay.
halfway between Yak and Beechworth. And then you can go out to Beechworth and there's bloody beer and wine and everything happening. So the bloody high country of Victoria, as we all know, is very nice and getting even better.
Yeah, no, it is. And the only other news that we have is Two Pot, unfortunately, was shot. Yeah, he was unfortunately shot. We're still looking for who shot Two Pot. So
Who shot Two Pot?
Yeah, who shot Two Pot? But the beers are still available in town, I believe. But yeah, they're looking into that, and Suge Knight was there that night as well. Anyway, no, I'll have to look at that. But
Suja Knight.
But
GE.
I would have to say, we'll probably wrap it up now because we've done a little bit of that. We're going to try and do this every week, but anyone listening out there that is starting their craft beer journey, start local, because I'll tell you what, there's so many little microbreweries and it's absolutely booming at the moment. Start local. Go out, go visit them, go support them, and get a paddle or whatever you've got to do. But just give it a shot, because there's a lot of there's a lot of different tastes out there, and beer you can really do 100 different ways. So I think it's worth a shot. But yeah, just try and buy a local and work your way out from there.
Yeah, and if anyone's listening to our first little beers specific podcast and they've got some recommendations of beers that they'd love to get our thoughts on, let us know.
Yeah.
Because we want to try them all.
Yeah, and like if you've got
Pokemon.
and if you've got them, just send them to unit number. No, just kidding. But yeah, if you want us to try it and see how we go, I know one of our loyal listeners, Jordan. She does it's tongue in cheek. She does a shit beer Sunday, whereas normal people put shit on the craft beer crowd. But she's actually really joined it. And she's like, righto, shit beer Sunday. And she'll do a little video on Facebook and review the beer that she's currently drinking.
Nice.
So we'll have to get her on, I reckon.
Yeah, we'll have to do a collab with Shit Beer Sunday Jordan.
Absolutely. So, very good. But we might leave it there for now. Any final thoughts, Grats?
I thought you had disappeared.
Drink a nice beer.
Yeah, that's the go. All right, guys, we'll leave it there and we'll resume regular programming soon. Very good. Catches.
Beer.